Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds, another episode of Head to Head. Myself and Halftime Hooks is back with a coffee in his hand, and he's much happier than myself this week. It seems to be changing week in, week out. 1 week it's my happiness, next week it's Reese's happiness, and it's time for Hooks. Mate, Champions League, I don't want to talk about it, but we will talk about it. Let's be honest. We were shit, we got outplayed over both legs, we're out, simple as that. You get rounded in the next round. It wasn't convincing last night, was it? 2-2 draw, but he did the job in the first leg. So I feel anyway, Madrid.
I mean, the thing about the game yesterday is we put out like our C team. Like we put out such a. We started the game with Kieran Tierney, Mikel Moreno, and Raheem Sterling as our front line. I think that might be the worst front three that I've ever seen at Arsenal since being an Arsenal fan. Like I don't think I've seen a worse front three than that. So I wasn't expecting too much. Well, when I saw the starting lineup, I wasn't expecting too much. Before the game, I was thinking, you know what, maybe we might be able to break some records here today. But then when I saw the lineup, I was so close to saying, you know what, I'm just gonna do the watch along to the Real Madrid game instead because I wasn't too pleased. But you know, we got through 2-2. I mean, if anything, it's probably a bit more respectable for PSV. But yeah. I guess the goal difference, because we drew, the goal difference was still the same. 9-3, I think, is a pretty convincing result over a tie to go into the next game with a bit of confidence. And then we got Real Madrid, which is the team that I wanted. I wanted Real Madrid. Real Madrid is who I actually wanted in the next round. I'm a firm, well, at least my belief is that, we want our teams to be in the Champions League so we can see our teams play these type of teams. These are the teams that we're waiting to watch our teams play, right? You want to play the best of the best. You want to see how your team fares against the creme de la creme of European football. So, yeah, I'm not mad or anything about getting Real Madrid. And I'm also not I'm not one of those fans that are really kind of negative about the tie either. Like I don't get me wrong, it's gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be very, very difficult because Real Madrid just have match winners all over the pitch. They're the very definition of moments football. They play in moments. The thing is, they don't even really play too good football. The football they play isn't great. They don't play the greatest football in the world. But because they have so many match winners, anybody can change the game at any moment. So we're going to have to be very focused. We're going to have to be very, very resolute defensively. And you know what? Resolute defense is something that kind of stifled Real Madrid because, Atletico Madrid, they kept them. In my opinion, based on the game, Atletico probably should have won, but it went all the way to penalties. And then when you get to penalties, it's anybody's game, innit? So, yeah, I don't know, man. It will be interesting. I think the most interesting thing about the tie with Real Madrid is, can we show them up at the Emirates? At the Emirates, can we make a statement? Because I feel like that's the only way that we're really gonna have any chance of winning this tie and progressing onto the semi-finals is if we say, hey, this is our ground. And and that's literally all it is. I know a lot of people, rivals and some fans of Arsenal included, are just assuming that Real Madrid are going to whitewash us, but none of the Real Madrid players think that. Carlo Ancelotti don't think that. The people inside the game of football know how difficult this game is going to be for Real Madrid. Arsenal's not an easy time. I don't think anyone that gets to the quarterfinals is an easy game. Nobody's an easy game. Really and truly, if we got Atletico Madrid, would have been a hard game. If we got Aston Villa, would have been a hard game. If we got PSG, would have been a hard game. Bayern, Inter, Dortmund. Can't remember who Dortmund's playing. Who did Dortmund get? I can't remember who they got. But whoever they got.
Oh, that's coming out. I don't know, actually.
Top of my head,
have they got Barca? Don't know.
That's it. Barcelona, hard game. So at this point, there was no easy tie. You know what I mean? There's no easy.
Yeah.
Well, for Arsenal at least, because a lot of people would say, you know what, maybe Aston Villa, but we've seen Arsenal over the years and Arteta struggle against Emery and Villa. So do you know what I mean? There's no easy game. So we just
I just realised something. Remember our last episode we were talking about Emery in the Champions League. you might get Emery. You might get Emery in the Champions League.
Yeah.
No, that's gotta happen. That's gotta happen. Look, you know what? Regarding the PSV game last night, you know, if I were the PSV manager, I saw your lineup, I'd have been fuming. You know, I'd have been fucking fuming. I'd have been looking at that. You say, "Are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss?" Kieran Tierney, Sterling up front. And you mentioned there, like, it's probably one of the worst. I don't know. Is it the worst attack you've ever had? Javinho, Samac.
Like, this is the worst front three that I've ever seen Arsenal play. Like,
that's a piss take, that though. That's a piss take. That's a piss. If I'm that other manager, if I'm a PSV manager, I'm so disrespected with that. I'm looking at it and I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. There's no way I'm getting that. I'd be injuring players on the pitch. I swear. There's no way I'd be pissed off with that. That's a piss take. But yeah, Real Madrid, you know what? People are going to write you off. But look at our game. People wrote PSG off.
Yeah.
Going back to Anfield, we got the game. We won in Paris, back at Anfield. Probably the hardest stadium to go in Europe in a European night, and they did the job. So you can't. And I've seen Steven Gerrard drag a 05 team to a Champions League win. You can never ever write any team off. Not in one-off games. It is a hard competition to win, but you can never look at the team that Liverpool played in that 05 final. You know, Kaká, Pirlo, Gattuso, Shevchenko, Crespo, Nesta, Inzaghi, Dida. Ridiculous. And we came over that with basically Gerrard, Alonso. That's about it. That was it. So you can never ever write a team off. Like, this Arsenal team are a serious team. What's happened in the league is simply big injuries, and mentality just got to you massively in the league. You're just not been pushing through games. Like the West Ham game where you should have won, you didn't push through to get a win, and the pressure on us then. That's why it's become an easy title challenge for us, because there's been no pressure on us at all. And regarding the Real Madrid one, right, and I've seen, you know what's pissing me off today, right? I've seen a Liverpool fan saying, this fake sort of rivalry between Arsenal and Liverpool online. It's like a fake rivalry, you know, proper. It's a bitter rivalry for no reason. I don't get it. It will never be bitter rivals ever. You know, I think it's the deluded Arsenal fans against the deluded Liverpool fans go against each other online. It sort of all comes out. Like, I've seen Liverpool fans saying wanting Arsenal to lose and stuff. Fuck off! I can't stand Real Madrid. The cheating bastards. No, I can't stand Real Madrid. We saw it last night. The cheating bastards, right? That Alves penalty should have been retaken. If anything, I don't know what. I've looked at that a million times now, and I still can't see the double contact.
Neither can I. Yeah, neither can I.
Still can't see it. But yeah, Real Madrid. Fuck Real Madrid. I'm not cheering Real Madrid on in anything. I can't stand them. We've actually got a direct rival with Real Madrid. The amount of times we play these fuckers in Champions League finals. The injured Salah in the first final, the second final, quarter-final game of his life. Nah, I'm not cheering Real Madrid on. I'll cheer Aston Villa on to get to the final. That's about it. But you know what I'm saying? There's no way. I think it's a fake, bitter rivalry, right? I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. I'd never ever see you guys as like a proper like fierce rivalry.
Yeah.
I can't stand Man United. Obviously, Man United is always going to be number one. I think that's the same with you. I think Man United is probably worse than you than Tottenham, if I'm honest. I don't know what it's like.
No. I'm like, because I grew up for like 30 years of my life in North London. Like, I actually lived in Tottenham.
That's clear.
I lived like 10-minute, like for a big portion of my life, I lived like 10-minute walk away from their stadium. So yeah, I can't stand Tottenham personally. I can't stand them at all. Like, that's one, and this is a reason why I'm also that I'm very confused on the Arsenal side about them like hating on Liverpool. It's like, we owe you great thanks in life, because if you guys didn't beat Tottenham in the Champions League final, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing YouTube, anything. I don't even know if I'd be in England. I'd probably be living abroad somewhere. So like, great thanks go out to Liverpool for making my worst nightmare not happen, because Yeah, I could have never lived that one down ever in my life. But yeah, the rivalry is the forced fake rivalry is a bit weird. Me personally, I always support bar Tottenham. I always support the English teams when they go through to the latter stages of Champions League and the Europa League. To be fair, any European, because I want to see the English. I want my country's teams to do the best, right? So I mean, I'm invested in that. But I think any like, don't get me wrong, I can understand why Manchester United fans would do it. I can understand why Tottenham fans and Chelsea fans would do it. But anybody else, I'm kind of confused. Like, you should want to see Arsenal go all the way and maybe make something like extremely unexpected to happen. To be fair, a lot of people just don't like Arteta, so they probably don't want to see Arteta lift the Champions League. But outside of that, I'm really confused. Like
the only thing I can think of, mate, is the fans. That there's dickhead fans in both sides though. Like, you've got your deluded fans that I can't stand. There's a lot of fans on the Arsenal side I can't stand because of the delusion of them. But we have them, so I sort of understand it. We have them as well.
Yeah.
There's been fans, a lot of people, content creators as well, that go out there and they'll say we can't improve on Liverpool team. We're top of the league. It's delusion. We can't improve. Look through the night. There's massive improvements needed.
Yeah.
And it's like they're so biased or deluded, or I don't know. It's very strange, and both fans have got them, and that's where I think the rivalry comes with, because we can't stand that sort of delusion. And there's plenty of Arsenal fans you'll see yourself, but you'll probably call it out yourself. You don't want, when there's people like us that are just probably middle ground. It's alright to be negative, it's alright to be positive.
However, though, if Arsenal win the Champions League, I will become the most hated man on the planet.
Oh, I get that. Yeah,
100%. I will become public enemy number one. Like, nobody is catching a break from. Nobody will be able to hide. I've already told a lot of people, you won't be able to hide from me, because not only do I have your number to call you, I drive. I will happily drive to find you. So yeah, I will become the number one villain. But do you know what? Yeah, just on the, because you said about even you've got like major improvements at Liverpool. Like, I don't think it was a quality issue as to why you went out against PSG. Like, and I've been saying it for a while, and even probably maybe yourself and others in your fan base have been noticing it. Your players are tired.
They're knackered. Yeah.
Your players are on their last leg.
Yeah.
Like, even for you to be able to compete to the level that you did and keep it at 1-0 and take it all the way to, like, going through extra time as well is crazy. And then to take it to penalties and then fluff it on penalties. Like, it's not like you got like battered like 4-5-0, or do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, balance of play, PSG probably deserved it. But it's not like you guys crumbled in the tie or anything. It was just one of those scenarios. I still genuinely believe that if you went out in January and signed maybe 2 players, you probably go through in that round, if we're being completely honest. So I don't think it's a quality issue. Maybe aside from the
Positions.
of Jota and Nunes, maybe because the thing is, don't get me wrong, Salah played poor across both legs. He was better in the second leg, but still not to the levels that we've all come to expect of Mo Salah. But like, I can't really point the finger at Mo Salah, because other people should be, stepping up in his absence. It can't just be Mo Salah or bust.
That's from there. Yeah.
Other people have to step up. So maybe if you had a better striker than Nunes and Jota, you go through. Maybe if you had, truth be told, maybe if Gakpo was available to start from the beginning, maybe you go through. Maybe if you, I don't know, had another 6 that you could have just played, even if it was just like for the first 45 minutes, that was of a similar quality to Gravenberch, then maybe you go through. But I do think it's purely down to like these players have clearly run themselves into the ground trying to do their utmost to win the Premier League, and then they're just running into that inevitable burnout stage. It's happened later than what it usually does. And that's probably credit to Slot and like the kind of like tactics and way of playing that he's employed, and maybe the managing of like training versus match day and stuff like that. So yeah, man. And don't get me wrong, I'm actually sad that you went out, because I wanted to be the ones to knock you out. I wanted to, in the semi-final, I wanted to get revenge for you lot taking the Premier League away from me. I wanted to knock you out in the semi-finals. Can't do that now. I'm sad. It makes me sad. I'm very sad. But
we've still got that guard of honor to go, yeah, we? So
yeah. So see, I can't even get revenge for a potential guard of honor. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, but it just is what it is. Like, I think I was speaking to, I think it was on, it might have been on Monts's stream that I said it. I think, yeah, it was on the stream with Monts, yeah. And I said, this season, so this season, when I think in like maybe 10 to 20 years time, people will look back on it and be like, similar to the Arsenal Invincible season, where this Liverpool team was so good, they really should have done more than just win the Premier League. And obviously the caveat here is you may win the Carabao. And then if you win the Carabao, it's like, okay, we done a double, league and one of the domestic cups. But if you don't win the Carabao and it's just the league that you win, people will look at how you, like, this season and how good that you was and how kind of a cut above the rest you was, and be like, wow, how did they only leave with the Premier League? So yeah, man, obviously you still got a lot to fight for. So maybe, as a Liverpool fan, you was angry and frustrated at going out of the Champions League, but you still got a final to go into on the weekend. You still got to go and, like, well, not go and secure, but like enjoy the games that lead up
yeah, that's it, yeah.
the Premier League. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be too upset about it personally.
On the night, I was fuming. I think it was just the way we went out.
Yeah.
As well, penalties and the fact that it was Nunes.
Yeah.
Less said, the better. But I think the whole fact that when we got outplayed. Regarding the transfer and stuff, I agree with you. I think the board have let both us and you down. Both boards have let us down in terms of January transfer window when we need that improvement. But this is what's always going to happen when we haven't got the best depth that people think we have. Yeah. Because Slot doesn't play them. He doesn't trust the people behind. Otherwise, he would rest Gravenberch. He didn't rest Gravenberch against Southampton, for fuck's sake. You know what I'm saying? He had the perfect chance to rest him, but he doesn't trust the players behind. We definitely need a striker. We definitely probably need a winger. Diaz is not the level anymore. Certainly Robertson is not the level anymore. But yeah, there is definitely room for improvement in terms of Liverpool and the squad depth specifically. The tiredness, that was always going to come. And this is why, when people talk about luck and Liverpool being lucky this season, or PGMOL or whatever, but we're lucky, I think, no disrespect to Arsenal, but we are lucky that you are chasing us right now. Yeah. Because if this was Arsenal from last season, if we're going to put it that way, if this was Arsenal from last season, that tiredness would ruin us in the league as well.
Yeah.
And that's where maybe if you talk about luck, I think that's where our luck only comes. I think that's the only luck we've really had, is just not the same Arsenal last season, and certainly not the same Man City as last season. Because if it was, and I still think we can win the league, but the pressure is different. The gap's minimal, and we're getting tired, and that's not a good look. We could drop. I saw you say it the other day, actually, to someone. I can't think who you said it to. We could drop a few points and we'd still win the league. Yeah. Even we could probably lose every game and still probably win the league, because I don't trust you catching that up. That's how madness it is.
Well, I mean,
you haven't been doing that.
If you lost every game, I don't think you'd have to worry about Arsenal catching up. You may have to worry about a few other teams in and around catching up, to be fair. And this is why, like, I don't know. This is why I've become, increasingly, like, I don't know if it's anger or if it's disappointment or if it's like sadness, but whatever it is, it's been increasing, because I've just been like, especially what I saw against PSG, I've been like, okay, you lot are now coming into that mode where you're probably going to drop points now. because you're already tired. We look at your team. Most of it is going on international break to play. Like, so you're not really going to have anyone that rests. You got a final on the weekend, so where a lot of teams are having a break, you're playing. So that's another fixture for your team. Yeah, be it as it may, you're out of the Champions League now, so there's a little less fixtures. But I feel like you lot have hit that point now where the energy levels are really depleted. And this could have been like, if we just, even if, yeah, say for example, let's just say we beat West Ham, we drew to Forest, and then even if we still drew to Manchester United, we wouldn't be as far behind as what we are. So out of 4 games, it could have been, providing we beat Chelsea, it could have been 2 wins and 2 draws. That's a lot better than 2 draws, 1 loss, and a win. Like, we could have been in so much of a better position if we just won that West Ham game.
You should have been. You should have been there. That's the thing. Not even could have. You should have been. Yeah.
It's so frustrating. And the thing that is going to make it even more frustrating for me personally is, cool, I expect us to beat Chelsea. I don't think we'll destroy them like we did last season, 5-0, but I think we comfortably win, like a 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, something around those lines. Now, the way that I see it is, that Chelsea win, we can just see it as, okay, chapter is closed now. What chapter closed, we're going on international break. When we come back from international break, every game is a Champions League final. I can see us doing something incredibly insane, like win the remainder of our games. But even going on that run of winning the remainder of our games in the Premier League, that may not even win us the Premier League.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
But if we just didn't fall in them moments where, if we just got a win, it makes this is the frustrating thing, because I know that my team is going to go on and do like amazing things after the international break. I know we're going to do it. I've seen it before. Usually when Arsenal have a break, when they come back from a break from the Premier League, they usually do really well. Usually do really well. And Martinelli's back now, and Saka's, they say he should be back after the international break. To what extent that is, I don't know. But I can see him potentially having a part in maybe 5 Premier League games, 6 Premier League games, and obviously he'll play a part in the Champions League. So we're actually going into the latter part of the season with the only player being out that is a regular is Havertz. Now, really and truly, for the club to have not signed a striker in the summer and then have not to sign a striker again in the January window, and I mean, probably looking at it now, probably why they didn't tap into the market is because obviously Berta's come in now, and they probably didn't want to sign someone that kind of goes against the direction that the new sporting director wants to go in. It's a big risk to take, but the club is basically saying to us, with everybody fit, we're confident that we can go on and win things. That's kind of what they're saying by not dipping into the market. So for you to be in a scenario where only Havertz is missing, you should still be able to go on and win things. So, so then we no longer have the excuse. Do you know what I mean? Even though some Arsenal fans won't use it, we'll go into 10 games, a 10-game run, pretty much having our full squad. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's increasingly frustrating. And do you know what? I hope you do lose the remainder of your games, and we win the remainder of ours. And maybe because, you know, we go from me being happy to you being happy to me being happy. Maybe the
no consistency
of the season, I'm the happy one. Fingers crossed.
So what was it? So it's next week. It's my turn to be happy. Oh, cup final. I'm good with that.
Oh.
I'm good with that. My turn to be happy next week. So then it's international. So your turn to be happy in international. So I'm afraid.
Yeah, I become an England fan. Yeah, I just focus on England. I'm just England now. I'm an England fan. Just focus on England. I'm an England fan, and yeah, that just is what it is. England fan. I'll kind of shut out Arsenal. It's going to be very hard from a content creator perspective, though. I really don't. I have only done, I think, 2 international breaks so far as a content creator on my own channel, and yeah, it's really difficult.
What I usually do. So if you are watching this at home, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and get your notification bells on as well. Because what I usually do in international breaks is a bit more fun streams, quizzes, things like that. Much more fun streams, much more debates and nostalgia sort of debates. So I like nostalgia sort of things, like best players and things like that. But yeah, so we'll try and make our head-to-head one a little bit more fun as well. So obviously no football to be talking about in terms of club football. International breaks are boring, so they need a little bit of spice. Though. They need a little bit of seasoning on the international breaks. But yeah, is it just Champions League for you then? Do you think Champions League? Do you think you're going to go all out for Champions League and forget the Premier League at all, or are you actually scared of that top four situation?
I'm not scared of the top four situation. I think we get top four comfortably, but I know that anybody that thinks that Arteta is gonna rest players for Premier League games, even though the title is out of our hands, to go 100% in the Champions League, they don't know who Mikel Arteta is. He isn't rotating anything. He's playing his strongest team. Like, it could go down to the last 3 games of the season, and we need 9 points to win the league, and you literally win the league by getting 3 points. He will still play his strongest 11 every time. So that's the bad part about Arteta, is he's very stubborn when it comes to rotation. That's the bad part about Arteta. But yeah, I'm not worried about the top 4. And truth be told, I don't care if I finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. As long as just get me Champions League, and then cool, we just write off, and we just next season we go again. Like that, it honestly doesn't matter which. It doesn't matter if we're the first best loser, the second best loser, the third best loser, the fourth best loser. All that matters is we just lost. So, but just get me the Champions League football, and yeah, we just go from there. I also think the reason why I'm confident that we won't drop out of Champions League spots as well is because we might drop points, but the teams below us are going to drop.
Well, not getting enough. Yeah. So, Arteta though, you said stubbornness. Arteta, I actually said that on Twitter the other day. You know, the game against Man United, his stubbornness not to change tactics.
Yeah,
it's gonna kill him. It's gonna sack him in the end. It's gonna get him sacked in the end. Because do you remember when I said I did that preview when we did that when I said try who did I say try up front? So try someone else. Was it Martin? I would say try Ranieri up front. So try something different before the Leicester game, wasn't it?
It was one of the two. It might have, it would have been Ranieri because Martinelli was injured at the point.
He was injured, yeah. So I'd do that. I would actually, at some point in that Man United game, I'd have took Mourinho off and put Martinelli up front just for something different, because Martinelli has played up front before.
Yeah.
It's not like his new position. He's more used to it than Mourinho is. Funnily enough. But I'd play it just to have the defence thinking of something different. Otherwise, it makes it so easy to defend against when it's the same thing, and that's the difference between Arteta and Slot. Slot is not scared to change things around. We played without a strike against Man City and tactically beat them across the pitch. We played with 2 10s, didn't play with a striker. So, and that for me is the difference between Arteta and Slot, and that's where the questions of Arteta is going to come in. It's going to come in at some point, and especially, I mean, this season. If you don't win the season, it's bad. But if you certainly don't win next season, for me, he's gone, because he needs someone else to take over the line. He's done a good job for where he took it from where he were, but his stubbornness is going to really kill him in the end. But before we do go, mate, I'm going to have a look at the fixtures, what we've got left in the Premier League table. So obviously, 15 points clear. We were game in hand. Who's your game in hand against?
Chelsea on the weekend.
Chelsea, yeah. So we've got Carabao Cup. That's why we played our game a little bit early. So you got Chelsea at the weekend. Yeah, I think you beat Chelsea at home. Then you got Fulham at home. Another winnable game, really. We've got Everton at home. Still should be winning it, but Everton last Merseyside derby this season until they go to a different stadium next week. But it is at Anfield, so I expect Liverpool to win. But you don't know where derby's a hard thing to predict. Then we've got away to Fulham. Tricky. That's a tricky one. We found. I think we drew at home to Fulham, didn't we? We got sending off, didn't we?
Yeah.
So away to Fulham's not an easy place to go. What have you got after that? Let's have a look. Arsenal. Can't find you here. Away to Everton. So that's a tricky game because David Moyes has got him playing. Home to Brentford for Arsenal. Home to West Ham for Liverpool. West Ham are a weird team at the moment.
Yeah, I think you'll comfortably beat West Ham.
Yeah, we've got some tough games, but then we've got some easy games in between them. You've got Ipswich away, we've got Leicester away, so that's quite similar.
Yeah, probably both win in that game week.
Yeah, you've got Palace at home, we've got Tottenham at home.
Do you know what? We probably both win in that game week as well, to be fair.
Let me ask you a question then, Rhys. 27th of April, we've got Tottenham at home. Say you've got the gap to about 5 points. 5 points.
I need them to win. I need them to beat you. Oh,
right.
To beat you. I need them to beat you. I need them to beat you. I can't lie.
Would you be cheering Spurs on loudly?
No, not loudly. I would purposefully not do a watch along to that game just so I can cheer Spurs on loudly behind the scenes because do you know what I mean? Like but like at this point it's all a dream right at the moment. Like
it is. That's just hypothetical. Then you on to Bournemouth. We've got away to Chelsea, tough game. Then it's the Liverpool Arsenal game. At that point, I think we've got tougher fixtures than you within that time. I think you can claw something back. And then that's the big one then at Anfield between us and you. And then that's a must-win. Then we've got away to Brighton after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you've got that week. You've got Newcastle at home, tough one. And then away to Southampton for you and home to Palace for us on last game. So yeah, I think it's like a 1% chance you've got there, but you've still got. If you've always got a chance, I think, like you said, Arteta will go for it. Arteta will go for it, and it's every right to go for it. You've got Champions League now, but yeah, if you think any Liverpool fans are cheering Real Madrid on, good luck with them. I'm certainly not. I'm not cheering anyone. If I was cheering anyone, I want Emery. No, I want Emery Arsenal semi-final. That's what I want for you. That's what I want. That is what I'm cheering on. Emery Arsenal semi-final and Emery to overcome Arsenal in the semi-final. I need that. That episode that week is going to be special.
Yeah.
That special episode is going to be brilliant. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you do, like I say all the time, please make sure you like the video. It takes 2 seconds just to like the video. It helps us out massively. Subscribe to the channel as well. Notification bells on as well. We are here every week, myself and Hooks on Head to Head. Join us live tomorrow night where me and Roms do our Red Zone update on that as well. I think about 7 o'clock tomorrow night live on here. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, guys. Hopefully it ends on a Carabao Cup win. And Hooks, enjoy your week after a sensational Champions League win.